player suggests he has already politely declined multiple new contract offers despite Blackburn Rovers' best attempts to keep hold of their prized star striker. Eagles reps informed his parent club of the player's desire to seek new challenges in a meeting as recent as 3 days ago. A fee close to 1 million is suggested as a suitable offer to sign the highly rated talented striker. Arsenal are keen to add him to their youth ranks to compete with Andre Harriman Anu. So yeah, man, you'd be a great signing at youth level. Obviously, if you progressed all the way to the first team, great. But if we sign you if you're not going to sign a new deal and your scholarship runs out, there's obviously compensation. So I don't know if that's 1 million, 2 million, 3 million, whatever that is. If you can turn that, if he progresses to the first team, great. If that 3 million turns into 13 or 20 in time to come, then it is what it is. I wonder how he looks at it though, man. Like, is your pathway blocked to the first team at Arsenal? Do you want to sign for Arsenal, learn from some world-class coaches, get some opportunities, get Arsenal on your CV and keep it moving? I don't know. For what it's worth, more than happy to have him. Now, I don't know if this is true, but if this is happening, yeah, I'm on this. Arsenal are keeping a close eye on Newcastle fullback Tino Livramento. I'm on that. That's left back, that's right back sorted. We were linked with him from his Chelsea days. We should have grabbed him at Southampton. I don't know what that would mean for Benjamin White in particular. What's his contract like? The only thing with Tino is injuries, and Newcastle are not going to let him go cheaply. But sources have revealed that Livramento has emerged as a leading target for the Gunners, though it's unclear whether an attempt for the three-time capped England star will be made in January. It's not going to be in Jan. Apparently, Mikel Arteta and Andrea Berta have identified the 23-year-old as a player who fits the profile they're searching for. Arsenal's belief is that the Newcastle player has a similar style to Jurrien Timber and could fit into the right-back role with ease. Obviously, Livramento is also versatile enough to play on the left. This ability to feature in multiple positions is something Arteta is known to value, while the Gunners also appreciate players who are Premier League proven. Livramento, who is under contract until 2028, apparently has an ETV estimated transfer value of 54.5 million. But Newcastle are unlikely to allow such an important figure in Eddie Howe's plans to leave easily, especially in the middle of the season. Are we happy with him? Would you not have him, people? Apparently, a move for Livramento makes sense in the wider context of Arsenal's transfer plans. Existing right-back Ben White is not happy with his current lack of minutes, with this a problem that has been simmering at the Emirates for some time now. He's only played 12 times this season, having been pushed firmly behind Timber in the pecking order. To highlight the lack of depth in that area of this field, Declan Rice was used as a fullback in our 2-1 win over Brighton. And so, yeah, man, Calafiori has proven to be injury prone, but he's been able to stay fit. Unfortunately, he's got injured as well. Livramento's got the same agency as Mikel Arteta. Boy, I want to hear Fletcher to Fletcher and these kids to top corner. You know what? You probably will, man. Less of that, Marcel, man. And Warren, man. Less of that. I hate seeing them happy. Big up yourself, Riley. Did you remember the Arteta, Lampard, Ollie chats? Arteta has outlasted the replacements of their replacements. Come on. I think the best that is, I think the last 4 Chelsea managers ain't beaten Arteta. Let's let that continue. So, yeah, man, we've been linked with Livramento. Are we having him? We've been linked with a young lad from Blackburn. The silly season continues. Apparently, Arsenal have made an attempt to sign Real Madrid forward Brahim Diaz as he continues to start at the Africa Cup of Nations. And you know what? You knew before the tournament, Morocco looked like favourites. They're doing well. I think this guy's got 4 from 4. You got more chance of grabbing him than Rodrigo in January and Arda Güler. And we get linked with every Real Madrid player under the sun. What? Arda Güler, Diaz, Rodrigo. I can't say his name, but the centre half we were linked with. The list got every now and again. They say that we're going to sign Camavinga, centre mid that can play left back. You can see why. Arsenal have made an offer to sign Real Madrid forward Diaz as he continues to start at the Africa Cup of Nations, according to reports. Arsenal are now 6 points ahead of Manchester City and Aston Villa after the former was held to a 1-1 draw against Chelsea on Sunday evening. It's just an Arsenal thing. You know what we do? Bully up the league. Calm. Bring me Morgan Rogers in the summer and Livramento, and I'm calling. Better, I know you got me. There have been rumours that Arsenal could enter the January transfer market for reinforcements to push them over the line, especially after suffering a number of injuries in recent weeks. When asked if Arsenal would consider permanent transfers or loans in January, Arteta recently said, "We are open to every option. Obviously, if we can find a solution that is short, medium or long, it's always much better because it gives you stability and you don't have to constantly start a process with a new player. But let's see what happens. Let's see what the news is in the next few weeks and we'll try to make the right decision." Apparently, this Spanish outlet Exactly, I could never say them. How Arsenal have made an offer worth 50 million euros, 44 million to take Diaz to the Emirates in January. I'm on that. But if we got 44 million, I'm not going to lie. Couldn't tell you who, but surely it makes more sense to invest in a centre mid or a defender. I don't know, people. I'm not sure. And again, if I'm Real Madrid, I don't think you're going to let any of these players leave in the January market. The Gunners see Diaz's situation as a genuine market opportunity with the Moroccan international out of favour under Xabi Alonso. Diaz has made just 4 starts in all comps for Real Madrid this season, but he has starred at the Africa Cup of Nations for Morocco. The former City man scored the only goal of the game as Morocco beat Tanzania 1-0 to book their place in the quarterfinals of the comps. He has scored 1 goal in all 4 of his country's matches at the tournament. And there was a great moment where the Moroccan fans were like chanting his name, and he looked like he wanted to cry, man. That's what football's about. Real Madrid are considering the bid from Arsenal as they acknowledge that 50 million euros is a very high figure for a player who isn't a guaranteed starter. Mikel Arteta has been key to the deal. The Arsenal manager considers the signing of Diaz a priority, seeing him as an ideal player to bring creativity, mobility, you could say versatility, and attacking flair to the final third of the pitch. And I mean, he's a star man for Morocco, been at Real Madrid, been at AC Milan. Actually, one of the best youth performances I've seen at the Emirates Stadium. I remember when we played them, actually. So I wouldn't be against it. I could see why. 44 million, surely could get that cheaper. The London club understands that offering him continuity and a leading role is the main argument against Real Madrid, where competition in attack makes sustained consistency difficult. Now, with Diaz, that sounds great, but how do you know you're necessarily going to be a starter? Because Odegaard's in the 10. You're not going to play off the right ahead of Saka. You're definitely not playing up front. Off the left, you could say, yeah, but are you guaranteed to, at this moment in time, can we guarantee that you'd start ahead of Martinelli, ahead of the star man Trossard at this moment? Maybe Eze might go out there. Maybe a fit Gabriel Jesus. I don't know. But for what it's worth, apparently Arsenal want to finalise the deal as soon as possible, and the operation is being studied calmly without haste, whatever that means. I mean, I've seen this already with Gyökeres. What have we got here? Arsenal reportedly on the verge of reaching an agreement with Jurrien Timber over a bumper new contract. The Netherlands international has 2.5 years remaining on his current deal at the Emirates. Nice to see we're being proactive, people. And we've been locked in extension talks for several weeks as we look to finalize a deal for him. The Timber has established himself as an integral player, as we know. Apparently, that is according to Team Talk, who claim that Timber is set to be handed a lucrative new deal by Arsenal's hierarchy. A full agreement is almost finalized at an announcement. As an announcement is expected to take place shortly, with the 24-year-old on the verge of becoming the latest Arsenal player to pen fresh terms at the club. He would join, obviously, David Raya, William Saliba, Gabriel Magalhaes, Miles Lewis-Skelly, Ethan Nwaneri, and Trossard signing new deals. Almost unheard of at our club that we're doing this, isn't it, really? DG, Man City played twice before Arsenal and tried to put pressure on them. Arsenal handled it well and won both games. Man City, when they got their chance, fluffed it. Our City crumbling. I can't go as far as to say they're crumbling. They've definitely taken L's, but it's January, man. No signings make sense right now. Stats, you're going to learn the hard way. Eze, Odegaard, Ethan Rice, all playing Diaz position, and he's left-footed, so left wing is unlikely. If he wants game time, it's not an improvement. Sounds like Diaz's agent talking for a pay rise or to move on. I don't believe it for what it's worth. But one person I do want to see sign a new deal was obviously Jurrien Timber, like all of us people. After finalizing contract extensions with Timber, Saka, and Rice, Arsenal apparently are expected to turn their attention back to the transfer market. The Gunners have identified Lille wonder kid Boadi as a key midfield target for 2026, while they've also been tipped to pursue a deal for Eintracht Frankfurt defender Nathaniel Brown. So if you had Nathaniel Brown, Calafiori, and Nketiah could all play left back, surely the plan has to be Miles Lewis-Skelly in midfield. Surely. But I think the most interesting rumor I've saw is Livramento. I'm having that, man. Trossard decision proves masterstroke. No, I mean, I don't think Trossard was ever that close to leaving. I don't think Trossard and Martinelli were ever that close to leaving, really and truly. Big up Trossard. He's got a deal until 2027. If Trossard continues this form from now to the end of the season, do you give him a contract extension? And I also want to ask you, look, this. In the summer, if you was offered 35, 40 million for Trossard, be honest, last summer, would you have taken it? Would you take that same offer now, or would you keep him? Because you could argue there's never been a better time to sell him. Big up Trossard, though, man. He's moving like Freddie Lundberg in what's left of this season, or this whole season, really and truly. Arsenal and City interest causing panic, club taking defensive action. And again, we've been linked with another defender, AC Milan's Davide Bartasaghi. 20-year-old fullback who can play as a centre half / fullback. He's one of them people. Did score a brace against a Swallow while playing in his natural position 2 weeks ago. I don't know why. He's contracted until 2030, so I'm not sure. But even though Milan signed Purvis, whatever, Estupiñán, the South American has fallen down the pecking order. There is a major indication of how well the Italian, obviously the lad we've been linked with, has performed. The outlet claimed that Arsenal have been following Bartesaghi for a long while now. More recently, Manchester City have joined the race. Real Madrid are also interested. This is causing some panic at Milan, who now want to hand a new contract to the talent, even if his current deal runs out until 2030. So do we feel this is a bit more agent talk again, people? The Rossoneri are also ready to offer him a wage upgrade, with Bartesaghi currently earning 1.1 million euros per season. Only, the way they put only. Crazy. So, yeah, he must be doing something all right. Our ladies have signed someone. Arsenal signed Sweden teenager Holmberg, 19-year-old who joins from Swedish club Hammarby IF, having graduated from the academy and played 96 times. Fair enough, man. We got a rich history with Swedish players. We obviously signed what's his face as well, Gyökeres. So hopefully you lot feel right at home, man. Welcome to the club. Welcome to the club. We did sign a defender then, didn't we? Boy, is there anything else? Please, man. Hey, Edu could get rubbed out again. Why would you... It's so fun seeing Edu ruin other clubs, But for what it's worth, move, man. Nottingham Forest move, man. Nottingham Forest head of global football, Edu, is in danger of being sacked just 6 months after his arrival. Forest at serious risk of dropping into the championship, boy. Edu is now under intense scrutiny despite only signing a worth more than 3 million a year in July. What does that mean? There's a mistake there, but only signing the deal, I guess. Doubts are emerging over the Brazilian's long-term future after a turbulent season at the City ground. Boy, apparently Nuno and Edu already had a rift. They were barely on speaking terms after clashing over a number of issues, including transfer targets. So Edu, you never got much of a say at Arsenal. You said, F that, I'm getting everybody I want. And that eventually led to Nuno being sacked in September. He's now in charge of tomorrow's opponents, West Ham. Ironically, Nuno could get sacked from there, innit? It's been suggested he's under the microscope. I don't know. I don't know whether to believe that. But yeah, we've been linked with, we've been linked with Livramento, been linked with a young Blackburn striker, contract talks for Declan Rice and Timber. And obviously we're top of the table, top of the Champions League, into the semi-finals of the League Cup. And we hope, provided we do our job against Portsmouth, that we keep it moving and advance as well. Oh, Warren, chill out, man. Eddie, what have you done for me lately? Nuno been back, he'll stay. Agents and journals, you see what sticks. Easy to deny too. Makes you look like you're actually working. Big up Camstrong. He scored a penalty for us en route to the FA Cup, man. We used to, obviously Brexit's changed, but we used to have bare Swedish players in our academy, let alone the first team. Players like Trossard versus potential money is often a gamble. Thankfully, thus far, Trossard has proven people wrong. May it continue. We'll talk about that in the summer. I mean, there's a lot of players I wanted to sell, but I wanted to keep Trossard and Martinelli, like you lot know, in the summer and sign the next one. I can't say I saw this season happening from Trossard, but I would just have the belief it's a squad game. We need squad players. We know what Trossard brings to the table in his minutes. Obviously, this form has blown everybody out the window. You're looking like the Trossard on a consistent basis, like that hitman that used to scare everyone at Brighton. But then the funny thing is, if you go and if you sell him next summer, people are gonna cry. But what if you keep him? Like, assuming he continues this form once again from now to the end of the season, you keep him now. Next season starts. Remember, next season, everything starts afresh. Your last season's form don't matter. And he's stinking up the place. What are people going to say? Oh, we should have taken a chance. We should have struck while the iron's hot. I'm on keeping Trossard because I'm sure he's probably on handsome wages, but I'm sure he's not the highest earner. We know what we're getting with him. He's versatile. Probably our best option off the left-hand side. Does have that clutch gene in him. I wouldn't be against keeping him for another year, but I understand if the club say, you know what, there's a little money to be made there. Do your thing. And he's actually smiling, man. Big up Trossard, though. It'd be interesting to see in the next 2 years, Trossard, Martinelli, Kai Havertz, Gabriel Jesus. To be honest, at Wanyeri, Miles Lewis-Skelly, what we do, what happens, Ben White. But this is football. Things are always evolving. And then if you go and sell Trossard, I was only sanctioning Trossard in the summer, or Martinelli, if you bring someone in. If you sell him, you need to bring somebody in. It depends though, because you could reckon Martinelli probably brings you more money, but he's not gonna. Nobody ain't offering nothing for Martinelli at the moment. He is a bit younger. I don't know, man. It depends. I think you're damned if you do, damned if you don't, man. Now I'm not saying dash him in the bin. I'm just saying like. Because like someone said, sentiment, and there is something at Arsenal. Sometimes we don't, it's not always the same situation, but sometimes we don't always sell when the iron's kind of hot. Like I remember Ainsley Maitland-Niles. I'm not a hypocrite. I didn't want to sell Ainsley. Remember when we won the FA Cup? But there was a 30-odd million day, ended up going for free. And there's a couple other examples, really. Like we haven't really struck while the iron's hot, and that's something we've got to look to change, man. City Blueberry, crumble, get that parade set up, not put a man, Warren, shout out, man. I take the money, DG, all day. I don't know if Tino will leave Liverpool. Newcastle. It's gonna cost an arm and a leg, so I can't see it. What money is Timber on? Double that shit and then add another 50 backs on it. I hear it. PL clubs and their management need to understand the fact Arteta, his project, his profile is an exception, not the norm. Fair enough. But I do think the general consensus of giving my man time helps out. But who cares about what these other clubs are doing, man? Do you read anything into Eze and Arteta? I'm hearing a lot of stuff, teaching tactical discipline, teaching game management to him before he comes into 11. Any truth? Probably is truth, because that's probably stuff Eze needed to learn at Arsenal anyways, and has been learning at Arsenal anyways. Reality is, I don't even think it's just because of not following your runner against Aston Villa. Bearman have made mistakes. Mascara's made mistakes this season. Gabriel made a mistake. Raya's made a mistake. Eze's made a mistake. Mistakes happen. Mistakes obviously are more costly in defense, but mistakes can be quantified as anything. It could be you not dropping when the team's breaking. I'm sure if you go and look at the Liverpool game, that Arteta's made mistakes. Mistakes could be you missing tap-ins. But these guys have also made the difference. For Eze, he's been great in moments. He's had some good games. There was a time, where I thought, Eze's getting a lot, because there was a time we was more scared about keeping players fit and whatnot. I was thinking, Eze's playing a lot. Now you're not. Reality is, if we want to talk about a squad, difficult decisions are going to be made. It has shocked me to the fact that in the last 3-4 games, Eze's got no minutes. Like he's not come off the bench. But this is the reality. We've been winning the games. If our form was like Man United's, it's all shaky and inconsistent performances and results, then I understand the whole. It's not that I don't want this to happen, but I understand Eze can get minutes. Wanyeri can get minutes. And you don't know me. I want Lewis Skelly to play all day, every day. Wanyeri the same, Eze the same. But reality is, we're winning games. Other people have taken their chances. Odegaard's got his act together. Trossard is locking down that left-hand side. It's blocked for Eze. We're not going to see at this moment in time either Rice or Zubimendi dropped to allow Odegaard and Eze. So you're irrelevant in that. I don't read too much into it. He has played more minutes than expected, in my opinion, and Arteta has said that, and more games. I do think that's a cop-out from the gaffer, though. But it's the reality. It's the reality. Go and take someone's spot. As much as I like the camaraderie, we're not here to be friends. Make sure you're parents, so that if Odegaard, who's done very well in 3 games, if he drops off, you're there. Or Arteta has to force you into the team and make a difficult decision, because right now everybody's deserving of their spot. Some of you are onto Saka. I think you're disingenuous. Trossard has locked down that left-hand side. Odegaard in the last 3 games, superb. Zubimendi's starting to up it. I don't need to tell you about Rice. You get where I'm going, people. So it's the reality of it. I'm only shocked that we ain't last 3-4 games taking a piss. But then at the same time, you look at the amount of games we've got this week, this month. Apologies. You're gonna get game time. Now I'm jumping the gun a bit, but it wouldn't surprise me if you start against Inter. You're probably nailed on to start against Portsmouth. Maybe even you got the